Hello everyone, today is Monday and that means from today on it is Magic Monday. Yes, but first, because it is Monday, we need a sip of coffee. So, alright, let's get this going. Today just like I'm doing the World of Warcraft movies, I will review stuff. And here and there I will open up a booster. Now, the booster isn't here yet that I ordered, so yeah, I just wanted to get this going and reintroduce Magic to the system. Magic the Gathering Commander. The latest Commander decks. There is a new line coming up. I don't know if that's already been released. I have been out of Magic for so long. Really, I haven't done anything since Battle for Zendikar, and honestly, I don't miss it. The old cards were nice, but I honestly dislike Oath of the Gatewatch. I really don't like what's it called? Innistrad. I really don't like that. But the upcoming set with the rumors about Chandra's Origins, what's it called again? I don't know, the Indian-based set with the machines and such. That is a set I'm looking forward to. That is a set I will open up again on the channel. But first, we have Eternal Masters. Tell me, what did you guys pull out of that? I'm not sure what I will pull yet. The booster is on its way. I only bought one. I don't want to be involved in the whole lottery stuff by buying a booster box and everything. Okay, so let's take a look at this. This is the green and blue Commander deck. And we have one oversized card for this. We have Ezuri, the Claw of Progress. It is 4 mana, 2 colorless, 1 green, 1 blue. It's a 3/3 creature, legendary, elf warrior. Whenever a creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield under your control, you get an experience counter. And we actually have an experience counter with this. Place your experience counters here. It says it's number 0 of 0. Cool. It's a nice thing that they put counters with their tokens. Alright, at the beginning of combat on your turn, put X +1/+1 counters on another target creature you control, where X is the number of experience counters you have. Alright, that's nice. Okay, mind you, I don't know what's in the set anymore, in this deck. I have had this since the release. I have never bothered to look at it again. Yeah, so that promises something good. Alright, so we have tokens. We have a snake. It's a 1/1 blue and green creature. Well, we have some of those. Oh, hey, they're double backed. Saproling tokens, 1/1. Snake, 1/1. Several snakes. No, not several snake. Several snakes. A beast, a 4/4 beast on the back, and another Saproling on the back. Now we have a spider with reach, 1/2 tokens, 2 times. Oh, and some more different things. A dragon, 5/5 flying, and a bear, 2/2. Now we have a germ token, 0/0. And that turns to a frog lizard. A 3/3 frog lizard. That's awesome. Alright, we have Wistful Selkie, which is 3 hybrid mana, blue and green. Wistful Selkie enters the battlefield, draw a card. 2/2. It's actually quite a nice card. I love seeing this one reprinted again. Zoetic Caverns. Tap to add 1 mana. Oh, yeah. These days, colorless mana has its own symbol, but back in 2015, which is so long ago, they didn't have that yet. And you can morph it for 2. Yeah, morph 2. Which means you can cast it for 3 mana from your hand, face down. It's a 2/2 creature, and for 2 you can morph it, and then it's just a colorless land. The Vivid Cycle, we have the Vivid Creek and the Vivid Grove. They both do the same, but a different color. They enter the battlefield tapped with 2 charge counters on it. You can tap it for the color it belongs to, and if you remove a charge counter, you can add 1 mana of any color. Very nice. Viridian Shaman, it's 3 mana, 2/2. When Viridian Shaman enters the battlefield, destroy target artifact. Not too bad. Verdant Confluence. I don't know this one. Is this... Ah, this is one of the unique cards for the set. I have the feeling that I am lacking light. Alright. Hold on, guys. I'm going to get some more. Ah, yes. Much better. Thank you, IKEA. Alright. So, Verdant Confluence is a sorcery for 6 mana. And you can choose 3. Huh? Choose 3? Oh, wait. You may choose the same mode more than once. Oh, that is nice. Put 2+1/+1 counters on target creature. Return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Or search your library for a basic land card. Put it into the battlefield tapped. Then shuffle your library. Mind you, I don't know what the hot cards are these days in Commander. I haven't played Commander in like years. So I don't know. But it looks fun. Alright, Trigon Predator. It's always proven nice. And I like this color combination. I always play with Trigon Predator in this combination. So, 3 mana. It's a 2/3 flying. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you may destroy target artifact or enchantment that player controls. Excellent way to get rid of stuff. Thornwood Falls. Alright, I don't like these cards. They enter the battlefield tapped. When they enter, you gain 1 life and they tap for either of the colors. That's the whole cycle. And there are 10 of these. I am sick of these lands. And as I have understood, they are in Eternal Masters. Huzzah! No, not really a good choice by Wizards of the Coast. Thought Vessel, it's an artifact for 2 mana. You have no maximum hand size and you can add 1 mana to your mana pool. Oh, that's cool. It's a new one as well. Thelonite Hermit, 4 mana, it's a 1/1. So prowling creatures get +1/+1. It morphs for 5. And when Thelonite Hermit is turned face up, put 4 1/1 green prowling creature tokens onto the battlefield. Tetamorphic Expanse. This card is basically worthless these days. It has been printed in so many sets. Really, it's no. You can sack it and then you can search your library for a basic land card and put it onto the battlefield tapped. Synthetic Destiny. 6 mana instant. Exile all creatures you control at the beginning of the next end step. Reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal that many creature cards. Put all creature cards revealed that way onto the battlefield. Then shuffle the rest of the revealed cards into your library. Nice. Sword of Vengeance. Yes, this is the Sword of Akroma. For 3 mana you have an artifact. For 3 you can equip it. And equipped creature gets +2/+0. First strike, vigilance, trample, and haste. That is awesome. Wait a minute. Oh. When wielded by a true believer, it matters little whether the sword is a relic or a replica. Is it a relic or is it a replica? It isn't legendary, so I assume it's a replica. Swiftfoot Boots. Every deck has this card. It's 2 mana, equips for 1. The equipped creature is hexproof and haste. Yeah, it is logic that everyone has that card in their deck. Stinger Fling Spider. I hate spiders. It's a 2/5 for 5. It has reach, and when it enters the battlefield, you may destroy target creature with flying. Ah, Solemn Simulacrum. 4 mana. It's a 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic land card, put it into the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. When Solemn Simulacrum dies, you may draw a card. Sol Ring. Always proven to be an excellent starting card. Turn 1 card. 1 mana, add 2 mana to your mana pool. Awesome. Snake Form. 3 mana, an instant. Until end of turn, target creature loses all abilities and becomes a green snake with base power and toughness. A 1/1. Draw a card. That is nice. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Skullwinder. 3 mana, 1/3. Death Touch. When Skullwinder enters the battlefield, return target card from your graveyard to your hand. Then choose an opponent. That player returns a card from his or her graveyard to his or her hand. Simic Signet. It is 2 mana artifact, and for 1 you can tap it and add green and blue to your mana pool. I love this cycle. It's a great way to fix your mana if you don't have one of the colors. They have it for all the colors, all the sets. Simic Key Rune, it's 3 mana. You can tap it to add green or blue. And for green and blue, it becomes a 2/3 green and blue crab artifact creature with hexproof until end of turn. Not too bad. Simic Growth Chamber. Yeah, this is a card I like. These are better than the silly Tarkir lands. They come into play tapped, but you have to return a land you control to its owner's hand. And if you tap it, you get 2 mana, 1 of each. Simic Guildgate, it enters the battlefield tapped, and it taps for that. Not a big fan of that. Scythe Claw. For 5 mana, you have a living weapon. So that means that if it enters the battlefield, you can put a 0/0 black germ creature token into the battlefield and attach this one. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. And if it deals combat damage to a player, that player loses half his or her life rounded up. And it equips for 3. Ho ho, that is nice. Take that, healers. Sakura Tribe Elder. Yeah, it's a classic. Classic from the olden days. It was instantly recognized as a good card in the block of Kamigawa. It has 2 mana, it's a 1/1, and if you sack it, you can search your deck for a basic land card. Put it onto the battlefield tapped. I see a pattern in this deck. There are a lot of land search cards in there. Rapid Hybridization. 1 mana an instant, destroy target creature, can be regenerated. That creature's controller puts a 3/3 frog lizard token onto the battlefield. Nice. Reliquary Tower. Also a great card to have in most decks. You have no maximum hand size and you can add 1 to your mana pool. So it's not useless if you have no cards in your hand. Rampant Growth. 2 mana, it's a sorcery. Search your library for a basic land card and put that card onto the battlefield tapped. Prime Speaker Zegana. I was playing Standard at the time that Gate Crash came out, and I had a blue and green deck with Prime Speaker Zegana. I loved it. The deck sucked, but I loved it. It was, so it is 6 mana, 2 of each. It's a 1/1, but Prime Speaker Zegana enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it, where X is the greatest power among other creatures you control. When Prime Speaker Zegana enters the battlefield, draw cards equal to its power. Sweet. Plux Manta, 2 mana, it's a 2/2 with Flash. And when it enters the battlefield, creatures you control gain Shroud until end of turn. When Plux Manta enters the battlefield, sacrifice it, unless green was spent to cast it. One moment, I'll take a sip of my coffee. Next up, Patagia Viper. It's 4 mana, 2/1 flying. When it enters the battlefield, put 2 1/1 green and blue snake creature tokens onto the battlefield. When it enters the battlefield, sacrifice it unless blue was spent to cast it. It's the same as this one, but the other way around. Overrun. Also a classic card. Both in green decks, green weenie elf decks, or in Commander. It is 5 mana, it is a sorcery. Creatures you control get +3/+3 and gain trample until end of turn. Nature doesn't walk. Orochi Hatchery, 2 times X. So that means Orochi Hatchery enters the battlefield with X charge counters on it. So you have to pay twice for each counter. So for example, if you pay 4, you get 2 counters on it. You pay 6, you get 3. What happens if you pay 5? I don't think that's even possible. So for 5 mana, if you tap it, you put a 1/1 green snake creature token onto the battlefield for each charge counter on Orochi Hatchery. So yeah, you want to get it big. Big. But it's possible with all the land search in this deck. Oron Reeve, the Fast Wood. You can see people walking down the branch here. It comes into play tapped. It taps for 1 green, or it taps for a +1/+1 counter to be placed on each green creature that entered the battlefield this turn. Then we have Norwegian, the Heart of Progress. You can either add 1 to your mana pool, or pay 1 of each, tap it, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature that entered the battlefield this turn. as well. Noble Quarry. It's an enchantment creature, unicorn. 3 mana, 1/1. Bestow 6. So that means if you cast this card from for its bestow card, it's an aura spell with enchant creature. It becomes a creature again if it's not attached to a creature. Oh, that is nice. So if the creature gets destroyed, this becomes a creature again? Is that how it works? I never played with bestow. Oh, that looks nice. All creatures able to block Noble Quarry or enchant a creature do so, and it gets +1/+1. Oran Viper. Oh, I remember this card. Originally from Cold Snap. When this card was printed in for the first time, it was about 20-25 euros. I opened a box of Cold Snap back in the days, and I pulled one out of the box and one foil out of the box. Oh, I was so happy. My friends were all so jealous. Yeah, it was worth the box. So it's a 1/3 for 3 mana. Whenever it deals combat damage to a creature, destroy that creature until end of turn. At the end of turn. At the end of combat even. Yeah. Whenever Oran Viper deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. That is why it is so powerful. You can either destroy the creature or you get to draw a card. Cool. Ninja of the Deep Hours. Yeah, I like ninjutsu. I played a ninja deck back in the days of Kamigawa. I had 2 decks actually at the time. A samurai deck and a ninja deck. I wanted to play both. I don't know why, but I loved it. It is 4 mana. It's a 2/2 with ninjutsu 2. So that means if you pay 2, return an unblocked attacker you control to hand. Put this card onto the battlefield from your hand, tapped and attacking. So it actually, loses its disguise, shows its true form. And whenever Ninja of the Deep Hours deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. Awesome. Mystic Snake. Card from Apocalypse. Oh, I love this card. And I love this card back in the day as well. It is 4 mana and it has flash. It is a 2/2, and when it enters the battlefield, it counters target spell. I have experimented a lot with counters. I love playing blue, always. And I have splashed a little bit sometimes here and there. I experimented with a lot of different counters, and this is a very good card. Very solid. You get a creature and you can counter stuff. Let me take a sip of coffee. Nice coffee. Coffee makes the world go round. Muldrifter. 5 mana. Flying 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, draw 2 cards, and it is Evoke 3. You may cast this spell for its Evoke cost. If you do, it's sacrificed when it enters the battlefield. I remember seeing some people playing this card in Legacy or Vintage. I don't know which one it was, but apparently it's quite a good card there. If anyone knows a strategy with this one that explains why it is so good in that format, or if I was just daydreaming, that could be too. It happens a lot. Please tell me in the comments below. Mosswort Bridge. It is a hideaway land, so that means that if this land enters the battlefield tapped, when it does, look at the top 4 cards of your library. Exile 1 face down, then put the rest on the bottom of your library. It taps for green, and if you pay 1 green and you tap it, you may play the exiled card without paying its mana cost. If creatures you control have a total power of 10 or greater. Well, it shouldn't be a problem, I guess. Mirror Match. It's an instant for 6 mana. Also a new one for this set. You can tell by the numbering of the cards. The set is 342 cards. Blue comes after white, always. And 13 is way too early for blue to start. So, yeah, this is a new card, obviously. Alright, so it's an instant. You can cast it only during the declare blocker step. And for each creature attacking you, or a planeswalker you control, put a token that's a copy of that creature onto the battlefield, blocking that creature. Exile those tokens at end of combat. Lore Scale Coatl. I like this card as well. I really did. When it was released in Alara Reborn, I guess. Yeah, I just love the card. I like the art, the simple art of the... Hey, I like the green shades and the blue eye, and I like the snakes. I like the word coatl. I like lore. It is a lore scale Coatl. Oh my god, it's amazing. And it has the 2 colors that I like. So, it is a 2/2 for 3. When you draw a card, you may put a +1/+1 counter on lore scale Coatl. Yeah, that's very cool. Loaming Shaman. It is 3 mana, it is a 3/2, and when it enters the battlefield, target player shuffles any number of target cards from his or her graveyard into his or her library. That could work very well with certain decks. Llanowar Reborn. Llanowar Reborn enters the battlefield tapped. And if you tap it, you can add 1 to your mana pool. 1 green, that is. And it has Graft 1. Now, Graft was an old ability from Guild Pact. No, wait, Dissension. That allowed you to distribute +1/+1 counters among creatures. It was a Simic ability, so that was green and blue. So it's only logical that it is in this deck. Yeah, this is the same as this land enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it. And if oh right, that was the whole thing. It enters the battlefield with a number of +1/+1 counters on it, the number of Graft, in this case 1. And then if a creature enters the battlefield, you may move one of those counters to that. That was the whole idea. Yeah. Hold on 1 second, the phone rings. So, yeah, that was the phone. Let's get back to the cards, shall we? Kodama's Reach, also a very sought after card. It is 3 mana, a sorcery, Arcane. Arcane only counts for some specific cards. I doubt there will be any in this deck, so Arcane doesn't even matter for now. So, search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, reveal those cards and put 1 on the battlefield and 1, tapped, and 1 into your hand. Very cool card, again. Alright, a new card again. Ooh, look at it, it's a Snake Wizard. Kaseto, Orochi Archmage. 3 mana, 2/2. A legendary creature, Snake Wizard. For 2 mana, 1 green, 1 blue, you can do this. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. If that creature is a snake, it gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Oh, nice. Nice card. Croson Grip. Oh, this is a good card. Very good card. It has split second, so that means that as long as this spell is on the stack, and the stack is a difficult thing to explain, maybe I will try that someday. Maybe I won't. Players can't cast spells or activate abilities that aren't mana abilities. So, basically, this is on the stack. You play this card. Yeah, just let it resolve. You cannot do anything. It is 3 mana to play. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Very nice card. I have this card. No, wait. I had this card. Foil from Time Spiral. Now I just have a regular one. Shame on me. Sold all my foils years ago. Islands. Yes, we have several islands. All from what set was this, actually? Several sets, I believe. High Market. From my favorite set, Mercadian Masks. High Market was needing a reprint. And it was very welcomed in this set that they did. It is a land, it taps for 1, or you can sacrifice a creature and you gain 1 life. It is a sack outlet, in case you need one. Forgotten Ancient, 4 mana, 0/3. Whenever a player casts a spell, you may put a +1/+1 counter on Forgotten Ancient. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may move any number of +1/+1 creatures from Forgotten Ancient onto other creatures. I do recall there is a story behind this card. I believe it was a player's choice card. They had several occasions, Wizards of the Coast, on the Magic homepage, where they had a poll. You could choose one of the cards in the set to be designed by the players. So first you had to choose whether it's a creature, an enchantment, and such. And the poll picked the favorite, so in this case a creature. Then it would show what color should it be, what name should it have, what cost should it have, what ability should it have, and then R&D picked the best and then tweaked it a bit to make it playable. I believe this is one of them. Not really sure anymore. I should look it up as well. Alright, Great Oak Guardian. 6 mana, flash and reach. And when it enters the battlefield, creatures the target player controls get +2/+2 on the end of turn and untap them. That is nice. And it has a 4/5. Sweet. Bulky body. Alright, Illusory Ambusher. 5 mana, flash. When it is dealt damage, draw that many cards. Cool. But it's a 4/1, so it can't really take much damage. Forests. Some beautiful artwork here. I didn't like the islands in the set, but I do like this forest a lot. I'm glad they put it in there. Look at that. It's almost as if you're strolling through the forest. So yeah, quite a lot of forests. Then we obviously have the command tower. It's a land that taps to add a mana of any color in your commander's color identity. So in this case, we have the color identity of blue and green. I don't know if colorless is considered a color identity these days. If it does, it probably is. Evolving Wilds is basically the same as Terramorphic Expanse. You sack it to search for a basic land, put it into the battlefield tapped. Desert Twister, the old card from Arabian Nights. Later reprinted in Mercadia Masks and Chronicles as well. Destroy target permanent. It's a sorcery for 6 mana. Quite steep cost, but you can destroy a permanent in green. That is sweet. Biomantic Mastery. 7 mana, of which 3 are hybrid. It's a sorcery and you can draw a card for each creature target player controls. Then draw a card for each creature another target player controls. Day of the Dragons. 7 mana, originally from Scourge. As I recall, it's an enchantment. When Day of the Dragons enters the battlefield, exile all creatures you control. Then put that many 5/5 red dragon creature tokens with flying onto the battlefield. When Day of the Dragon leaves the battlefield, sacrifice all dragons you control. Then return the exiled cards to the battlefield under your control. Sweet. Beastmaster Ascension. 3 mana enchantment. Whenever a creature you control attacks, you may put a quest counter on Beastmaster Ascension. As long as Beastmaster Ascension has 7 or more quest counters on it, creatures you control get +5/+5. It's a permanent overrun. Bident of Thassa. 4 mana, legendary enchantment artifact. This is also from the Theros block, where the gods rule the world. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. For 2 mana, you can tap it, and creatures your opponents control attack this turn if able. Alright. Bane of Progress. 6 mana, 2/2. When Bane of Progress enters the battlefield, destroy all artifacts and enchantments. Put a +1/+1 counter on Bane of Progress for each permanent destroyed this way. That's not too bad. Arbor Colossus, also from Theros. 5 mana, 6/6 reach, but for 6 mana it is monstrosity 3. If this creature isn't monstrous, put 3 +1/+1 counters on it and it becomes monstrous. Yeah, so you can pay this afterwards. When Arbor Colossus becomes monstrous, destroy target creature with flying and opponent controls. Then it just grows up, reaches up in the sky, yanks out that bird, and eats it alive. Chameleon Colossus. 4 mana changeling. This card is every creature type at all times. I remember when the changelings first came into play, it was around Lorwyn. No, wait, it was Lorwyn. And I absolutely hated that block. Oh my god, those Kith King looked horrible. Well, anyway, changelings. Protection from black. For 4 mana, it gets +X/+X, where X is its power. And it's a 4/4. Then we have the Cold-Eyed Selkie. Look at those dead eyes. They haunt you in your dreams. It is a 1/1 for 3 mana. It has Island Walk, so the creature can be blocked if the defending player controls an island, so it just swims over the island. When Cold-Eyed Selkie deals combat damage to a player, you may draw that many cards. Sweet. Azuri's Predation. Also a new card for the set, designed for Ezuri. It is 8 mana sorcery. For each creature your opponents control, put a 4/4 beast creature token onto the battlefield. Each of those beasts fight a different one of those creatures. Ha! That's actually a very cool design. Command Beacon, new card as well. Tap it for 1 or sacrifice Command Beacon. Put your commander into your hand from the command zone. Well, some cards can have benefits from that. Arachnogenesis, 3 mana, instant. Put X/1/2 green spider creature tokens with reach onto the battlefield, where X is the number of creatures attacking you. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn by non-spider creatures. Ugh. Hate spiders. Caller of the Claw, 3 mana, 2/2, flash. When Caller of the Claw enters the battlefield, put a 2/2 green bear creature token onto the battlefield for each non-token creature put into your graveyard from the battlefield this turn. You know, look at all those lovely bears. There's a a silly elf wearing a bear costume. Then we have the regular version of Ezuri. We have a Cobra Trap, 6 mana. It's an instant trap. If a non-creature permanent under your control was destroyed this turn by a spell or ability an opponent controlled, you may pay green rather than pay Cobra's Trap mana cost. Put 4 1/1 green snake creature tokens onto the battlefield. That is nice, actually. Yeah. Caller of the Pack. Trample. Myriad. 7 mana, it's an 8/6. And what does Myriad do? I don't know that yet. Whenever this creature attacks, for each opponent other than defending player, you may put a token that's a copy of this creature onto the battlefield tapped and attacking that player or a planeswalker he or she controls. Exile the tokens at the end of combat. Wait a minute. Oh, nice. So when it attacks all. Oh, that is sweet. Brute Birth Viper. 5 mana, also Myriad. It is a 3/3, and when it deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. That is nice. You don't have the whiners who are like, oh, but you attacked me already. Why don't you attack someone else? Oh, go die in a corner or something. It's a political game. Shut up about that. So Myriad fixes that problem. Eternal Witness. I love this card. It's a 2/1 for 3. When Eternal Witness enters the battlefield, you may return target card from your graveyard to your hand. Coiling Oracle, a very good card as well. It's a 1/1 for 2 mana, 1 of each. When it enters the battlefield, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land card, put it onto the battlefield. And it doesn't say tapped. That's nice. Otherwise, put that card into your hand. So either way, you get something. Experiment 1. 1 mana, 1/1. Evolve. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, if that creature has greater power or toughness than this creature, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Remove 2 +1/+1 creatures from Experiment 1. Regenerate Experiment 1. It's a human ooze. Blech. Finally, we have the Elvish Visionary. For 2 mana, it's a 1/1. When Elvish Visionary enters the battlefield, draw a card. Very simple, effective, and good. Alright, so that's it for the blue-green commander deck from 2015. Unfortunately, it's the only one I have from this set, but I will reviewing other stuff. Special sets, old dual decks, very old dual decks, from the Vault sets, etc, etc. Now then, I like this deck. I want to play it. I want to test it out sometime. And I hope you guys like it as well. See you all next time. Bye.